Alright, so we're gonna get right into it. I'm going to try to carve Edna from The Incredibles 1 and 2. Of course, everybody knows that. But I start off simply just cutting the top of the head. Honestly, I didn't even have to do this part. I just, for some reason, that was my first instinct when thinking of cutting a pumpkin. It's always taking off the top, but this step was probably stupid of me because I'm pretty sure it would have looked better the other way, although having this to like hold on to was very useful. But yeah, I don't know, could have gone without it. But then I outline her hair and I just start shaving pretty much the part that is going to be her skin, and I'm using a tiny knife and just trying to, would it be fillet? I don't know the word. Oh, peel. I'm trying to peel the face of Edna, and it was just a lot, so I started going in with a serrated knife, thinking that would help me. It didn't, so my boyfriend was kind enough to bring me a peeler, and that was obviously much faster, and I just used that to peel that, and then to peel the bottom where her hair ends pretty much. And yeah, I just keep going with that until I'm pretty much done, obviously. Then I start outlining everything with a sharp knife, or not a sharp knife, just a tiny knife. I guess it is sharp. Whatever. But yeah, I just start doing the outline. And yeah, I just keep going with the outline until I appreciate it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I like carving three-dimensional pumpkins. I don't know. I just like challenging myself to do something that I know will be complicated for me art-wise. So I like learning the different techniques that I'll have to do to add depth and perception. I don't know words obviously right now, but I like adding depth and learning about the different crevices and stuff about art. I don't know, I just like challenging myself so that I can become better pretty much. So as you can see right now, I'm pretty much carving into her skin, just trying to take out parts that aren't supposed to be popped out so that the parts that are going to be popped out are popped out, if that made any sense at all. Pretty much her eyes, her nose, her lips, and her cheeks are supposed to be popped out and emphasized, so everything else I carve into so that it could become a crevice. And yeah, so right here I'm doing her hair because I started giving up on her face, and so I was like, well, while I think about that, I'll start doing her hair, and hopefully that helps me get more perspective on the depth that I need to add to her face. So as you can see, I'm going back into the face. I don't know, so only last year I started doing these three-dimensional type carvings. I'll put a picture up right now of what I had last year, what I made. It was a lot simpler than this, but it was still challenging, so that's kind of why I wanted to do this one this year, because it was more challenging than last year's. And I was really inspired by this guy at the fair. I'm sorry, I do not know his name, but he's pretty much a professional pumpkin carver. He had the most amazing pumpkin carvings I've ever seen, and he even had some watermelon carving pictures, and he was even doing like a live demo. It was just really awesome, and he encouraged me to start pretty much pumpkin carving to a new extreme. Two-dimensional pumpkin carvings are also awesome, and there are some that are very intricate, but I like this because it really teaches me about the depth, about the perspective that I have to put into carving this pumpkin so that it comes out looking like what I want it to come out. I don't know, I think it's interesting. And then right here I get up because my legs start falling asleep because I'm probably like half an hour into this because it was taking quite a while. I was doing a lot of pausing and thinking in between. But yeah, then I start going into her cheeks and her chin. The cheeks to me were probably the hardest until we got to the eyeballs, but for now the cheeks were the hardest because I wasn't sure how to give her all her wrinkles that she has. Not a lot, but like her lip wrinkle. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, I don't know. But then it started coming together, as you can see. And so I started going in for the lips and just adjusting more things. I thought that there wasn't enough depth. I was going very easy in the beginning because I didn't want to carve the pumpkin too much to where I poke a hole through it or something, which is ironic later on. But I just didn't want to risk ruining all my progress, so I went in very slowly. And then I went in with a spoon to smooth out the edges of her eyes and her nose and her lips. Not her lips too much though, mostly her cheeks, chin, nose and eyes, so they could have more of a round look to them. And then I went in with the little knife so that I could carve out her eyeballs. They were supposed to be, I'll show the picture right now of what the whole thing is supposed to look like. I got the idea off of Pinterest, but or I'll show it at the end actually. But yeah, it was really a challenge, but it was really fun to do, and I still have a lot more pumpkins, so I kind of want to make more of these. Hopefully I don't make you guys sick of pumpkin videos. I don't know, I like art videos though, they're cool. So yeah, and then I went in with the final touches and I started taking out any depth that I wanted. I started taking out a little bit more of it and just going ham on the depth of her eyes, because she has big eyes and a big nose and big cheeks. So I just wanted to make sure I presented that well. It was really fun. I think I'd have to say Halloween and Christmas are my favorite holidays. Halloween, I just like the art of it, and Christmas, I like the gifts and the happiness that you feel during that time. I don't know. And so yeah, I start going into the eye and I'm like creating depth and going in well actually. And then when I get to this eye, I start doing the same thing, but I kind of go a little too far and I end up poking a hole through it right now. I go too far and it pokes a hole through it, so I decide to just gut out the whole eye, and so I decide to even it out on the other side. And it was probably not my best idea because she kind of looks evil. Also right here, my boyfriend was kind enough to move the camera for me because it started sprinkling and I wanted to finish this video very bad because I had already I was already like literally almost done with it, so I was like, I'm not gonna waste this video because it starts raining. So as you're looking at me, it's sprinkling, but only a little, so I was fine. And now I'm going into the back of Edna's head and carving out circles because I needed circles for her eyes. Not her eyes, but for her glasses. So I carve out the circles and then I cut the circles so that they can look more like glasses. And then I cut out the inside of the circle so that it has the openness to it, obviously, so she can look through them. And that's pretty much it. This is the final result. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun doing it, and yeah. Edna mode. So obviously I didn't film an outro, but I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, I had a lot of fun doing it, and I don't know. Make sure you like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and if you want to see more videos from me in the future. Till later.